And welcome back to the Gray Space. I'm Zeke. That is Dre.
Yepers.
And we're back with another podcast for you guys today.
Yes. I know. I have on something that whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what to do. Subscribe to become part of the tribe. Do us right. Hit that like and comment because you are loving the content. You know what I'm saying? Hit a review. Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know what? I think I'm going to do one of these times. I'm going to do a whole show in like that movie voice. Oh. Do a whole show like that. You know what I mean?
Like that guy?
No, like on the coming to a theater near you.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. I can't do it this time, but I got to be mentally prepared for this. You know what I mean? But yeah, January 5th. They say.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I do want to update people because we had a podcast about it, and it was about the alien stuff, about the whistleblower stuff.
Spicy.
So they had the congressional hearing about a week or so ago, with time of recording. So it was the whistleblower dude and then some Navy people that had witnessed some stuff.
Yep.
Bro, where are the aliens at, man? Where are they at? You guys said, hey, they're here. We good. Where are they at? I swear to God, dude, I thought they were going to appear.
Here come the men in black.
Yeah, so they had the congressional hearing.
I think it's aliens. I think it's aliens just walking around like on some men in black style.
On a serious note, man, like, it was stupid, bro. I didn't watch all of it. I just watched clips of it and stuff, and
out of control.
And it was like, all right, it's the same stuff that's been going on.
That they've been saying,
you know, and it's like, even though this was like public, and the guy kept saying, the main whistleblower dude kept saying, well, you know, I could tell you that, but I'd have to tell you in private quarters.
What? What are we here for?
Exactly, bro. That's what I was thinking. I was like, all right, dude, what's the point of this then? If you could
out of control.
If you could spill your guts on what you know,
right,
just do it. Like,
right.
At this point, who cares anymore? Like, legit, who cares?
Legit.
So, I just wanted to give a quick update because we were talking about that on one of the shows. Clap on.
You know what I'm saying?
The clapper. So yeah, man. There's no real update on it. I just was like,
that's out of
control.
What?
You know what? In the comments, wherever you listening or watching, what do you guys think of that, man? Seriously, what do you guys think of it? Do you guys even care? So I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I'm like, legit. At this point, they need to show if they're real.
Pull up.
They need to just step out and be like, all right,
man, we're here. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. I don't know why that's. I don't know. That was crazy. Whoa. That was crazy. That was out of control.
Yeah.
What do we got, man?
You know what? Please talk to me about the football stuff, man.
Man,
I don't know how.
There's been so much shit going on. It's like, man, we just pull
just
from
random topics.
Whatever. You know what I mean? Flip a coin.
I don't know how much information I can give you, but I do want to talk.
All right, so let me pull it up because I need, and I'll talk about it as I'm pulling it up. But
okay,
all my NCAA fans out there. For whatever sports, really. I mean, it's big because football kicks off everything. Mm-hmm. So the main conversation has been about football. Mm-hmm. But basically, schools are realigning. It's been going on for probably the last 10 years, but it hasn't been as drastic as it's been over these past 2 years, right? So you had Texas A&M. And I think somebody else joined the SEC a while back. And that was a huge move at the time. And then USC and UCLA chose to go to the Big-10. So let me pull this. Let me pull this up. Let me pull it up so I can get so I can get the actual things right. So USC and UCLA, I think, are going to the Big-10. Colorado's going back to the Big-12, I believe. And so basically, the Pac-12 is going to be obsolete. Like, there's only 4 teams after 2024. As of right now,
that's what I was going to ask you.
As of right now, it's
still current in this particular season.
It is still the Pac-12 this year.
But next year,
it will be a total, like...
Is it still going to exist?
The Pac-12 by next year will be obsolete.
Okay.
It will be totally done. Because there's only 4 teams. So either they go grab teams and bring them to the Pac-12, or what's most likely going to happen is the 4 teams that are left over are going, like I think Stanford's already talking about going to the ACC.
Okay.
But so this is monumental when it comes to the NCAA because traditionally you've had what's called the Power 5, right? And you had the SEC, which is normally the strongest conference because they normally had the most teams. And they just get crazy talent. You know, you're talking about the Bamas, the Georgias, the Floridas, the LSUs, you know what I mean? Like championship, right? You had the ACC, which is like the Clemsons, the Syracuses, stuff like that. Pac-12, USC, UCLA, Oregon State, Stanford, Cal, right? Arizona State. Then they added Utah, Colorado. I think I might be missing one, but Washington State. Big-10, Big-12, and that's it, right? SEC, Pac-12, ACC, Big-10, Big-12, okay? And so when you talk about like D1, best of the best, the Power 5 is where it's at. Like you win in any sport in a Big 5 conference, you're normally going to be you're normally a championship contender, right? Like if you're the best of the ACC, you're the best of the SEC. And it's always been regionalized, right? Southeastern Conference, Atlantic Coast Conference, Pacific 12, which used to be the Pacific 10, Big-10, Big-12, right? Which were kind of like Midwest, down south. And so you had, because an NCAA traditionally has always been regional. Right? Like, because you have schools that are in small towns, right? Especially when you're talking about like Alabama. They don't have real, professional sports teams. So Alabama, Auburn, these are like their professional sports teams. And those rivalries, Texas, Oklahoma State, USC, UCLA, right? USC, Stanford, like it's always been these strong rivalries. That's what drives college sports. It drives it. It's the money grab. It's the Duke, North Carolina basketball, that type of shit.
It's the same thing for the NFL, right? Like you want those old-time rivalry.
But in the NFL, you can get them a little, like, because you have stuff like, those rivalries are a little bit different because you can set those up on your schedule. You have them in your conference, right?
Yeah.
But in the NCAA, it's like the tradition. The NFL's changed so much. In a short period of time, like they've added teams have moved. You know what I mean? Like, there was a St. Louis Rams. Now they're the LA Rams. The LA Rams, St. Louis Rams go back. Arizona Cardinals used to be in St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? The Ravens were new. They used to be the Baltimore Colts. Now they're the Indianapolis Colts. So things changed so much in the NFL, where NCAA has been stamped and solidified in these conferences, and you have additions. Right? Normally teams move up, some teams move out. But the big time schools, they just like Pac-10, Pac-12, it's been the foundation has always been there.
Okay, so you said like UCLA, USC, Arizona, right? And then the Washington teams, right? They're moving, correct?
Yes.
And where are they moving to? The already an existing Big-10, whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
So go ahead.
No, I'm just curious where they're moving because, like you said, they're regionalized, right?
All right. So, 8 teams are leaving as of right now.
Okay.
Okay. Oregon and Washington just joined UCLA and USC and will move to the Big-10 in 2024. That's what I was trying to figure out who else went there. This is huge.
Now, who did they push out?
What do you mean?
On the Big-10?
No, this is a straight-up addition.
Oh, okay.
So this conversation has gone on for a while where they're like, eventually there's just going to be two big-ass conferences. Like, it's going to look like the NFL at some point.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like, because with the top 25 rankings and how they use that to basically propel certain schools into championship contention, there's always been a problem with this. And I say especially in football because basketball, most of the other sports have tournaments, right? Where traditionally, you know, football, NCAA football hasn't had a playoff until recently, and then it's only been a 4-team playoff. I think they just expanded to 6, and they're talking about going to 8 teams.
Okay.
This is all new. Like, this is all within the last 10 years, 5 to 10 years, right? It used to be it was called a BCS, and it was a computer that basically picked the top 2 teams, and then they played in the championship. And then the AP would also pick a champion based on who they had ranked.
Right.
So you had 2 different champions for a long time.
And that's where all the bowls came from.
All the bowls came, right? Bowl championship. Right. That's the BCS, right?
Bowl, yeah, all that kind of stuff.
And so what they did was they used some of those, like the more famous bowls, right? Like the Tostitos Bowl, the Rose Bowl. They use those as playoff sites.
Okay.
So, but again, you're talking about just even during the season, these rivalries. So you have USC and UCLA, they left originally. Now, that was huge because they are the money grabs in the Pac-12. They are the cream of the crop in the Pac-12, right? So you have the 2 biggest schools leaving, going to the Big-10, and now facing, you know, the likes of like Michigan and Ohio and Ohio State and Michigan State and stuff like that, right? Which is, you know, you're taking the region side out of it, but you still have USC and UCLA right down the street from each other. And so that was huge because it was like it left the Pac-12 now back to the Pac-10, and you took the top 2 schools in there, like the most popular schools in there, right? Then you add in the addition of Oregon and Washington, which traditionally have been top 10 powerhouses in most of their sports, especially in football. Okay. So they've been top 10, top 15, top 20. You know, they've been the cream of the crop. Right. Like after USC, you know, and USC has had some down years, finally got back up to where they need to be. UCLA's getting there again. But again, these are like, it's like when you talk about like the Green Bay Packers. They have down years, but most of the time they're in the playoffs. Right, that is true. You know what I'm saying? Like, these teams I'm talking about, like, maybe they haven't been winning championships as of late, but every year you're like, ooh, they might be good. Ooh, they might be good. Right. Ooh, and the results are the results that whatever happens. So, Oregon and Washington joining them because they're the other 2 schools that have been traditionally really good in most of the sports, okay? Then Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah will become members of the Big-12. Oh, okay. Okay. So then you're like, oh, the other 4 schools that are really good and gone. Gone.
I want to know, like...
So that leaves Washington State, Oregon State, Cal... Who the hell am I missing? I got to think about it. Washington State, Oregon State, Cal, Stanford.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Stanford. So those 4.
So do you like this move or not?
Well, here's what it's all about, dog. At the end of the day, it's all about the bread.
Of course, it's
Pac-12 didn't get a TV deal. All these other conferences have TV deals.
Interesting.
With ESPN, with Fox, with whoever. Right. Fox was trying to get the Pac-12 to be exclusive forever. Pac-12 has its own channel, has its own network. All they do is so all these conferences have their own networks. They've had their own networks. There's always been a Big-10 network, Big-12, SEC, right? Mm-hmm. But you sell the rights and you sell them to ESPN comes in and says, we're going to pay you a bunch of money and you're going to have exclusivity on our platforms. And also we're going to create separate channels for you guys. But we own them now. They're ours.
Right.
Fox, same thing. Mm-hmm. Fox went to Pac-12. Pac-12's like, screw you. Nah, we're good. We'll be fine by ourselves. Those deals bring so much money to the schools. That they do. And you see USC and UCLA were sitting there like, yo, we're the money grab. We're the ones. We're the primetime matchups.
Right.
And we sitting back and we looking at the girls across the street and they getting their hair done, nails done. And nah, we ain't doing that. We go on where the money goes. Oregon obviously follows suit. Washington follows suit. And this was right on the heels of Apple was starting to talk to Pac-12 to do a TV deal through Apple TV. But the problem is when it's not main, like cable TV, right, it doesn't work. It just, the money is not the same because you're talking about subscription based. Right. And not everybody has subscription based. I know we live in a world where we think everybody is digital and has Netflix and all this shit. There's a lot of people in this country in middle America, North America, and certain parts of America who are watching freaking cable TV.
Right. Right. A lot of people still.
A lot of people are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Well, then that kind of brings the question of, I know we're talking about college football here, but does the NFL, I wonder what that looks like with them being on YouTube this year. You know what I mean? Now, I know Fox and CBS and, have, a game or two per Sunday, so it's not, it's not like it's going to be off-network TV.
So I think they went away from direct TV.
Correct.
And the reason why, because there's so much like YouTube TV is not fighting with nobody. Direct TV is fighting with that's not Time Warner anymore. Something else.
But again, it kind of
Cox and all that shit.
To what you said though about like subscription based, like that's a subscription. You got to have YouTube TV somewhere on your.
I agree, but that's to get all the games. That's to get all the games.
Correct. Yeah.
Your regional games, you can still watch cable TV.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
So, and then you got Texas, and it's been so many moves. It's so hard to keep up with. So Texas and somebody else is going to the SEC. So they're basically it's like a chessboard. Pieces are just moving and moving and right, and everybody's up in arms about it. Mm-hmm. I think.
I don't blame. Listen, man, I don't blame the schools though for moving, especially in the Pac-12, right? Especially if you go like kind of what you were saying. Look, man, as USC and UCLA being some of the top dogs and well known across this country, going, bro, there's no TV deal. What's going on here? Like, we could get serious kickback from that. You know what I mean? And the Pac-12 just going, yeah, we ain't doing that. We'll do our own thing. It's just kind of weird. Like
it is.
So I get why they're like, no, we're tired of this. We're moving on. Like
you have to.
Like just from a money perspective, and people can look at that in any way they want to. But in reality, man, that's like how else do you? That's how they make their money.
Yeah,
you sell tickets, in the stands. But it's also through TV, man.
Right.
Like, that's the other part of it. That's your 75% of your revenue that's coming from TV ads and stuff like that. You're going to want for that your school. Because USC is now going to be on TV every single day.
Well,
not every single week, every Saturday.
And now, what's a bigger game? USC versus Stanford, Cal? Or USC versus Michigan? USC versus Ohio State, USC.
So they're going to be making,
you're talking about prime time, like Saturdays are going to be like, you're going to get Alabama versus Texas every year, dog. That's crazy, right? So here, I pulled it up. I finally was able to find it.
Okay.
Because, you type some stuff in and the links be like, this is like eighth down the list. Like, answer the damn question. All right. So the ACC. ACC is not expanding. The last realignment happened in 2013. They added Syracuse and Pittsburgh from the Big East. Mm-hmm. And Notre Dame is weird because they're independent football, but they're part of the ACC with every other sport. So they're basically ACC. So in 2023, it'll be Boston College, Clemson, Duke, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Louisville, Miami, North Carolina, NC State, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Virginia, Virginia Tech, Wake Forest. These are all the teams that are already there. They're not changing. Mm-hmm. Big 10, this is where it gets crazy. Mm-hmm. Big 10, Big 12 is this shit about to go crazy. Okay. In 2024, this is what the teams will be. This is crazy, bro. So right now they have 14 teams.
Okay.
Already there.
Okay.
Okay. In 2024, with the addition of USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington, it will now be Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Maryland, Michigan, Michigan State, Minnesota, Nebraska, Northwestern, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Purdue, Rutgers, UCLA, USC, Washington, and Wisconsin. Crazy. So 18.
That's a list.
18 teams. Now what they'll do is they'll split them into divisions just like the SEC does.
Yeah.
Big 12. It's getting real crazy. In 2023, BYU, so this year, BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF will all join the Big 12. Okay? 2024, Oklahoma and Texas leave the Big 12 and go to the SEC. I'm telling you, this shit is crazy. Like, it's out of control. So this year, it will be Baylor, BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, Iowa State, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, TCU, Texas Tech, UCF, West Virginia. That's 2023. In 2024, Texas and Oklahoma are gone. They have added Arizona State, and Colorado and Utah. So they get rid of 2, but they add 4.
Yeah.
Right? So technically add 2 more. Right? Pac-12 will remain at 12 teams. I already told you what's going on with them. They got 4 teams left. Mm-hmm. As of right now, the 2024 teams are Cal, Oregon State, Stanford, Washington State. They ain't gonna be there. Okay, let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, they're dismantled.
Pac-12 is done. So the SEC in 2024 right now has 14 teams. It will add Oklahoma and Texas and go to 16 teams. It'll be Bama, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, LSU, Mississippi State, Missouri, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Vanderbilt, with the addition of the other 2 teams. And then there's the AAC is adding some teams as well, but they're kind of lower. They're lower on the totem pole than those. So they're taking the 5 conferences, and basically the Big 5 will now be the Big 4.
I like this.
I do too, bro.
And this is, listen, man, I don't know nothing about college football except from you.
Right.
You've basically taught me everything about college. I'm still learning a lot about college football,
right?
Which I find very fascinating, very interesting. But what I will say is 4 is a better number to me. Whatever in my brain in a sports world, 4 is just better than 5. Just meaning,
legit.
Like if you wanted to say these 2 are going to pyramid to the top, and then the top number 1 teams battled out for a championship.
Because
these other 2, because the 5th one, it just doesn't make sense. Now, I love the number 5. I'm just saying, as a sports thing, though, like that makes more sense in my brain.
Right.
And what's interesting is now the rivalries will be a little bit different, and it's going to create a new type of rivalry. And I think that's good, man. I think that's good for shake it up a little bit, man.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any issue or problem with shaking things up.
What this creates, and what and I get where people are going with the rivalries, for the people that understand what's going on. Like, people are upset because they're like, you're taking the rivalries. You still have non-conference games you can schedule.
Right.
Schedule them. Right? Like, Notre Dame versus USC is a rivalry game. They're not in the conference, bro.
Right.
They always face each other.
Always.
Every single year.
Right.
They're still going to face each other every single year, right? And what the argument has always been is, in the SEC, they're like, well, the reason the SEC is so much better than everybody else, and traditionally they have been, is because they have all the best teams and they beat up on each other. So if you've got the best team out of all the best teams, then they have to be the best. And traditionally they have been, right? But now it's like, man, USC is going to have to play, Ohio State. I don't know what the divisions are going to look like.
Right.
But they're going to be playing, like they're going to have 4 or 5 games on the schedule that are going to be extremely difficult. Like you win the big, whatever the hell it's going to be, they're going to change the whole names of these shits.
Right.
You win that conference, you win the Big 12, you win the Big-10, you win the SEC, you win the ACC. And now you say, okay, these are the 4 best because they've had to face the best competition. And you just sprinkle in a rival. Like Oregon is still going to have to play USC and UCLA and Washington. They're still going to face each other because it's going to be the Big 12 West,
right.
Big 10 West, whatever it is. And there's going to be the Big 12 this and this. And the SEC is going to still have the East and the West. And that's all it's going to be. It's just like basketball, just like football. You're just going to have 2 divisions inside of a conference. They'll face each other for the conference championship. Then they will all 4 be in the playoffs along with whoever's going to, whatever big time champion from whatever other conferences, the smaller conferences, right? But you can legit say, man, we got the best 4 teams now.
Right.
Legit. The best 4, like 1, 2, 3, 4 are crazy.
Yeah. Very interesting, man.
Man, I'm for it.
Okay.
I'm for it because I still think USC and UCLA is still going to be I like that they went together, and I like that Oregon and Washington went because those are 2 rivals. There's 2 sets of rivalries going. Right? Same thing with Arizona State, Utah, Colorado. They did the same thing. Like it was smart by both the Big 10 and the Big 12 to say, we're going to pull from literally what they did was what the Big 10 did. We're pulling from both corners. We're going to get down Southwest and we're going to get Northwest. Then the Big 12 said, we're going to do the same thing. We got 2 of our biggest schools leaving, Texas and Oklahoma. Right. We got to do something.
Right.
And they did.
Right.
And they got two sets of rivalries. Arizona State, Utah, Colorado. Genius.
Right.
And then Colorado having Deion Sanders as the coach. Look the fuck out. It's about to get crazy, bro. Like, So I think the NCAA is in good hands. Obviously, what they've been able to do with the NIL deals for the kids, for the student athletes is tremendous. And you can say what you want about that. But man, these schools have been ripping these kids off for years and making money off of them. So I don't give a damn if somebody's going to pay them a couple million. Let them get paid, dog. If they don't pan out, they're not going to pan out, and that millions ain't going to matter anyway. So who gives a shit, right? Exactly. Let them get their bread while they can. And I think just with the realignments, bro, like can we fucking skip the 2023 season? I don't even want to fucking see this shit. I only want to see it because Caleb Williams is going to be there for USC.
How do you think USC is going to do this year? Since if you guys don't know,
I don't want to jinx it, bro.
He's a big USC fan, man. So
I don't want to jinx it, dog.
Do you have a good feeling about it? That's all. Let's just put it that way.
If we remain healthy,
man, that's a safe answer. I'll take it.
No. If we remain healthy,
that's true for every team. Though.
I know, but that's bro. We have the Heisman winning quarterback returning.
Yeah.
If he can remain healthy, I don't need.
I want something spicy.
We win in the Natty, bro. We win in the Natty straight up. If they go to the Natty, bro, y'all ain't gonna see me, dog. I'm straight up. Y'all fight on. I'm in here just going crazy, bro.
Man.
You might just see me walking around like this for no reason, bro. Fight on for victory, dog. You know what I mean?
You know why I'm excited for football?
Why is that?
Because it means cooler weather is coming.
That's a fact.
Bro, I'm like, every time I hear football, I'm like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
That means cooler weather is coming. When we had a year like we've had this year, out in the desert, sucks.
Who posted? I think Med posted a picture of July, like the temperatures. It was like, yo, we should. He was like, I think it was like we should get an award for surviving that shit, dog. Like that shit was crazy.
Did you see this? Real quick tangent, man. Like in the month of July here in Phoenix, the most cases ever for victims being burned to the hospital were the month of July. So people were actually going to the hospital because they were being burned by opening their car door, touching something metal, whatever. Yeah. That's how hot it was here, bro.
It was crazy, bro.
It was such an influx of, because it was so hot for so long, they treated so many burn victims.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts? I'm like, bro,
it's crazy. It's crazy when you see 105 and be like, man, it's going to be a good-ass day.
Bro, we broke so many records this year.
It was crazy.
It's crazy, man.
It started getting depressing, bro. Like, when it was like 118 for like 5 days in a row, it was like, yo.
And listen, bro.
I can't do this no more, dog.
And I don't want to jinx it or anything out here, but August is usually a terrible month for us here. Mm-hmm. It's been nice, dude. All of a sudden, it's taking a little bit. It's still hot, but it's
when you see 105 and get happy, that's a problem.
You do. Even when you see 109, you're like
when you start looking at the Midwest and they like it's 102 in the Midwest. You're like, what in the hell is going on out here? Chicago 102. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But anyways, yeah, man. When football comes around, man, like, cause the NFL just started their preseason games, and I'm like, yes, cooler weather is around the corner. I cannot wait, especially because we didn't get our monsoons this year.
Crazy, out of control, disrespectful.
Oh, so disrespectful.
Disrespectful. But yeah, I want to know what the people think. Are you a NCAA fan, whether it be football, basketball? You know, I know a lot of people went to schools. Do you guys still watch the sports you love? What do you guys think of the realignment if you're into it? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Let us know, man. Let us know. Should we keep talking about these realignments as we kind of go through it? If you guys ain't into it, keep it to ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Like, seriously, we should probably in 2024 at some point when the season's
for sure
going on. So like in a year and a half or so, like kind of like see what that looks like and kind of reevaluate and be like, man, we talked about this a year and a half ago. This is awesome, or this sucks. They did not do it right. You know, just kind of curious. I'm
telling you right now, it's going to be hard to shoot on Saturdays in 2024. I'm going to be like, yeah.
Usually it's pretty fun though. Usually it's like we could shoot and then
shoot early and then
kind of because it kicks off our evening pretty well.
Yeah,
you know, because we shoot in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let us know what you guys think. You guys stay safe. You guys stay positive out there.
And as always, this is the Gray Space. Peace.